technology expert Burton Kelso here with another tech tip to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're talking about Zoom webinars. Zoom obviously has become a popular choice with the social distancing that has been going on in recent weeks. Zoom is a free and paid app and website and computer program that allows people to video conference back and forth. You can do individual meetings with Zoom. You can also host webinars or multi people conferences. And I think it's up to 100 people that you can do conferences with Zoom. If you get the paid subscription, you can do even more, up to 10,000, I believe. But it's a popular choice. The challenge is that there are many of you out there that are struggling how to set up your own meetings. Obviously, many of us have joined Zoom meetings, but how do you host one? And what are the differences between a paid Zoom account and a free Zoom account? Well, we're going to look at all of the variations of Zoom, and then I'm going to walk you through to the best of my abilities as far as setting up your own Zoom account. The reason I say best of my abilities is because since I am currently using my Logitech video cam or webcam to talk to you, Zoom won't allow me to use that camera. So we'll just have to improvise so that you can kind of get an idea how to set up your own Zoom meeting. Let's go to our desktop and take a look at Zoom. There we go. All right. So we're on Zoom, and as you can see, there are different variations of Zoom. This is the Zoom desktop application. You also, and we'll go and maximize the screen, this is the Zoom app on my iPhone. And let's go back and minimize this back down. And this is the Zoom website. Now, with Zoom, the interface is going to be the same on all of your applications. So it doesn't matter if you're using your desktop, doesn't matter if you're using your smartphone, or on the website, Zoom is going to look the same on all. And to kind of give you an example, if we put the application and the desktop side by side, as you can see, you've got the same settings as far as join a meeting, new meeting, schedule, and share screen. You have the same options on your smartphone as well. Now, one of the things that most of you may be using is the desktop, but keep in mind, just for visual purposes, we'll be showing the desktop just for the simple fact that it's easier to see on this Windows computer desktop. And for you Mac users out there, yes, they do make it for the Macintosh, obviously. So we'll go through as far as the options, as far as setting up a meeting on Zoom using the desktop application, keeping in mind that it is the same method that you would use on your app in order to create a Zoom meeting. So back to the desktop, if you want to create your own meeting, you would click on the new meeting option. Now, comparatively, if you wanted to join a Zoom meeting, which I hope most of you know how to do, we'll go through that first. If you want to join a Zoom meeting, you open up the Zoom app and you click on join. Normally in an email or in a text, you'll get a Zoom meeting ID, which you would type in and then click join. Now, one of the things that you can do on Zoom is that you can personalize your name. If you've got a handle, like say I am the technology expert, you could actually put that in and then it will show up during your Zoom meeting. One of the things that you can do when you join a meeting is that you can be incognito, so you can turn off the video to your phone or your computer, and then you can also tell it not to connect to audio so that you can be just a silent meeting participant. Now, let's say that you want to host a Zoom meeting, which I know many of you are wanting to do because you want to do video conferencing or just want to talk to family members, or maybe you just want to host your own virtual happy hour. This is how you do it. Going back to our desktop, you would just create a new meeting. So once you click on new meeting, and we need to switch screens because for some odd reason it went to the other screen. So there's my smiling face. Now, normally what you would see is you would see the equivalent of this. And let's see if we can get this going because we are on a webcam here. It helps if I move my mouse to the right area. But if you have Zoom, you'll get pretty much this view right here with the Zoom options below. So you'll have live video in this screen. You'll have your buttons down here. Now, as you can see, the start video button is grayed out because I'm currently using video right now. Let's go ahead and minimize that a little so that you can see better. Now, there's two ways that you can invite participants to your meeting. You can click invite and type in your contacts with the URL with the meeting password, or you can go back to a meeting. Let's close this out and leave meeting. Well, actually, let's cancel and let's stop our meeting. Let's click on end meeting down here and let's go ahead and end meeting for all. It'll take us back to our Zoom app. And as you can see, I've got the option to record video, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Now, as far as your meeting is concerned, you can also schedule meetings in advance. So what you would do, and this is probably one of the better ways to do it, is to click on schedule. What happens is that you can schedule a Zoom meeting with your own topic. You can put a date, start time, and the duration. Now these come into factor big time because if you're using the free version of Zoom, you only get 40 minutes of Zoom meeting time. So when that 40-minute counter stops, Zoom is going to automatically cut out your meeting. So if you want to do a quick meeting, the free version of Zoom is for you. But if you're going to do an hour, hour and a half webinar, or maybe even an hour happy hour, you have to pay for paid Zoom, which most of you out there can get away with the $14 a month version of Zoom in order to utilize those services. But as far as the other features that free Zoom versus paid Zoom offers, the paid version of Zoom and the free version of Zoom allow you to record your meetings. You can also schedule your Zoom meetings as well with the Zoom webinar or the Zoom software feature. Now, I know with the free version, some people will let the participants know that the meeting will end after 40 minutes. But once that meeting is over, you can still create or have the same meeting ID, log back in and continue where you left off. So that's something to consider if you're going to purchase Zoom or if you're going to continue to use the free version of Zoom. Now, for my purposes, I will go ahead and pay the $14.99 a month for Zoom and just use it that way, knowing that I can just host meetings for as long as I can. So let's go back to the schedule meeting feature that we were looking at on Zoom. Let's get back to our desktop. So if you go to schedule, you can schedule your own meeting, put your parameters on there. You can even allow it to show to your Outlook calendar, your Google calendar. If you're a host, you can tell the video to be on. You can also tell your participants to or give them the option to turn their video on and off. And for meetings that you're going to create, if it's a private meeting, you can create a password. If you just want to make it an open meeting, you can create a meeting that does not have a password on it. But one of the good things about scheduling meetings, if we go up to meetings, you can see some of the scheduled meetings that you have, and you can also quickly copy the invitation to the meeting, or you can show the meeting invitation and it will show all of the details of the meeting and let you send those out to participants as well. As far as your smartphone, it's going to be the same options as far as setting up your own meetings in Zoom too. Now, if you are hosting a webinar and you want to be able to spread the wealth and allow other people to have access to that video, you can enable Zoom to record your videos too. So let's go up to the desktop and see if we can get to those options. So going to settings, which is in the upper right hand corner of your desktop, but it's going to be down and below on the actual Zoom app. You can actually go and have the option to start Zoom when you start Windows or Mac, which you don't want to do. You can use dual monitors for your meetings, but as far as, and I clicked on the wrong section, as far as you recording, which is a big bonus or plus for your Zoom meetings, because as far as video is concerned, you definitely want to repurpose those videos so that you can save them later for your Zoom meetings, especially if you're doing webinars. You can upload that video to your YouTube channel, which obviously is another tech tip video. You can also share that video to other organizations if you want to allow them to do it. But if we go to settings and recording, let's go back to our desktop. You can definitely tell your videos where they're going to be saved, and it'll save it to your hard drive. You also can save those videos to the cloud, which is, if you've got plenty of hard drive space, you might as well just save them to your hard drive. And make sure that you save them in the videos folder too, so those videos are easy to find. But you can make sure that when you are recording your Zoom videos that they save in the right location. And you also want to make sure that this option is on, because the feature that we're about to talk about, screen sharing, can come in handy as well, especially if you're doing like I do and you share different screens. So let's go to a new meeting in Zoom, open that up, and get back to our desktop so that we can look at our Zoom meeting and my pretty face. One of the things that you can do is actually share your screen in Zoom. So if we click on share screen through a Zoom meeting, as you can see, there are all the different screens that pop up. If I click on the share option here, it will automatically share that screen to the participants of that meeting video, so that if you've got a PowerPoint presentation or other websites or other things that you want to show the participants of that meeting, you can allow that to occur when you're doing your Zoom meeting. The other thing that you can do is, like I said, record videos. So if you go down and you've got your meeting, you can set it up to go automatically, but probably if you're going to do a webinar, the best thing to do is to get to your starting point, go down to the lower right hand section of your screen and click the record option in order to get your recording going. Now, once your Zoom meeting is over, the recording will automatically stop if you've got it enabled, or you can just stop the recording so that way you've got perfect video and you can save that video, or that video will automatically save, turn itself into an MP4 and save it to your video file. Now, the most important thing with your Zoom meeting is to make sure that you figure out which account is going to work for you. Again, if you're using Zoom for short, quick meetings that are under 40 minutes, you can utilize the free version of Zoom. But if you're going to do webinars that are going to take a while, then you need to go ahead and purchase the monthly subscription to Zoom and have it on your computer. As far as the interface is concerned, all you need is the Zoom app on your phone or on your computer. There's no other special utilities that you need to make sure that Zoom is going to work on your computer or your other devices out there. So I think Zoom is pretty easy to set up and use. One thing that I may caution as far as Zoom is concerned, Zoom is designed for pretty much open communications. If you need to utilize something that's going to be a little bit more secure and encrypted as far as company data is concerned, you might want to look at some other utilities out there to conduct those meetings that you may need to encrypt or keep encrypted so that cyber criminals and other parties can't listen in to your conversation. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you to find out if you're using Zoom, or if I was able to answer all your Zoom questions for you. If I didn't, leave them in the comment section below and I will get those questions answered. If you like this tech tip video, be sure to subscribe to either my YouTube channel, Burton Kelso, the tech expert, or my company Integral. There's the logo there at the lower left-hand or right-hand corner, depending on how you're looking at it. And we've got tons of video content, as well as our social media, as far as tips and tricks to make sure that you're getting the most from the technology you use at home and work. So take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile. And thanks for watching.